listening to Akira, the Don, artist, DJ, wave lord, and architect of the Meaning Wave universe.
Bienvenidos. Hey, oh, hey, look at that. Chirp. What up, baby? How you doing? Make some noise. Gesticulate your gladness. Art thou glad or what? Art thou joyful? Art thou awash with gratitude and general pleasantries? Art thou not? Your competence. Oh, it is I, your friendly neighborhood Don, in the very house itself. Right here. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Word around town. How are you doing? It's Lunes, that means Monday. When we're broadcasting live across space and time, as is our wont. As is our way, on this fine day. This is a stream called Competence. It's therefore no surprise that when I switched on my streaming DJ machine, it had lost a great deal of the noises that I've come to rely on, that we've come to expect and enjoy. Noises like
Merry Christmas.
noises like Anyway, I was able to get them back pretty quickly because I'm competent. Them being gone was not a sign of my incompetence, no. Was not at all. That was Dropbox being funky. No. Chinchilla in Manila says, is the ceiling camera competent? That's a good question. I dread to think. More often than not these days, it's not, is it? Shall we do a camera check? Let's run through our cameras. Checking for camera competence. Camera 1, killing it. Camera 2, oh, beautiful. Punched in real good. Look at those rosy cheeks. They're delightful. Wide is very wide. Lovely. Framed is framed. Side, looking good. Well, that just leaves the ceiling to check on, and let's check in on that ceiling. Ceiling! Oh! Ceiling is not working. Of course it's not working. I mean, what would this stream be without me going up a ladder these days, huh? Let's check that out. Ceiling. No! Come on, ceiling. Yeah, ceiling. Oh, what a feeling. Having a functioning camera on the ceiling. Shall I just DJ have a ladder? Shall I just hang out up here? Yo! I'm a human with legs. Who'd have thunk it? Hello, Mark McKee says Akira's music has depth and positivity that are unmatched. It's a nice thing to read up a ladder. Thank you, Mark McKee. You are breathtaking. Mike Can, leg cam. Better Jester says good looking legs. House Farmer says, am I late? You're on time. Look at you. You're right there. Competent. We got a competent ceiling camera. We got a competent. What is this thing I'm on? Ladder. Oh, goody, goody. I'm very glad. Glad to be here. Glad to be here with you on this fine, fine day. Do me a favor, if you've not yet headbutted the like, do me a favor and headbutt the like. And secondly, let's check on our campaign. We're running a campaign right now. Very important. We're fundraising, crowdfunding via the means of crowdfunding. Yes, we are. That's not it. Where is it? Oh my goodness. Competence? Yeah, okay, let's find. See, competence is like having the thing open. There you go. We're crowdfunding. We're crowdfunding with the crowd. Meditations Volume 2, the new album. It's complete. It's ready. It's a masterpiece. It's the best thing I've ever done. And we are crowdfunding to raise money with which to promote the record, to make epic, amazing music videos, for Akira the Don to travel to the US to not only sign these CDs, but to also go on podcasts and TV shows and things and promote the record. What we would love to do is to make this record have the biggest impact yet and reach the people that would love to hear it. People write to me every day telling them how MEANINGWAVE has changed their life and helped them. And thus far, our only means of distribution to the humans has been via word of mouth. And we would like to raise it a level for this thing. So if you would consider opening up a tab and perhaps backing this campaign tonight, that would be wonderful. When we get to our initial $8,000 goal, which means we'll be able to make these lovely things, including this beautiful mask, this replica of the mask I'm wearing on the cover, we will play a second track from Meditations Volume 2. And you're going to be ecstatic when you hear that because it's so wonderful. So very, very wonderful. So if you'd like to support this campaign, that would be lovely. We would appreciate that very much. MEANINGWAVE must exist. I mean, it does exist, but we must bring it to those that need it, by Jove. We must do that. MEANINGWAVE missionaries, make some noise. And the link is in the description of the broadcast and in the pinned comment. Oh, I should refresh it, just in case there's been any movement since I last checked. We've got 47 backers. Wow, look at that. That's wonderful. Shouts out to backers number 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, and all of you. Lovely backers. That's great. So if all of you who are here tonight went and backed, then we'd be looking pretty good and we'd be able to listen to that song. Imagine that. Let's go. Akitiene. Oh, where's my little camera up there? Not that one. So we want that there. And where's my little camera? There he is. Look at that. You missed me showing you my mask. I was showing you my lovely mask. Look at my lovely mask. Observe the glory of the mask. It's hand painted. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Ooh, look at that. That's working. Okay, let's listen to this lovely song. This is a song about competence and the usefulness thereof. I do believe. Wouldn't it be good if it played? Ah, dear. You've got to be careful. If you notice that with these streams, if I do something daring, like call a stream, I don't know, outwitting the devil, then I'll get besieged with all sorts of issues and concerns. And so too, it's happening today. But that's fine, because I am competent, by Jove. And I can get this cracking. I'm pretty sure. No. Oh my goodness. he speaketh too soon. Ah. Da 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 da. Woo. Ba, ba, ba. Ah. I think I might have to reinstall this DJ laptop. You know, it's been having too much jib.
Do you know who Akira the Dawn is?
Of course, he's amazing.
Amazing.
Be good at a few things that you can control.
Go!
Control. You can control. Be good at a few things that you can
Go!
You can control. You can control. Be good at a few things that you can control. You can control. You can control. Find a few things that you can completely control and control them.
Go!
There's nothing better for your self-esteem than knowing that if you work hard on something, whatever it is, that you can become one of the good ones. Not the best in the world, but better than other people. But better than other people. But better than other people. Yeah. Things that you can control the most are diet, fashion choices, haircut, fitness. You can control the fuck out of those things. You can control the fuck out of those things. Be good at a few things that you can control. You can
Just a few.
You can control. Be good at a few things that you can control.
Spit like 1, 2, or 3.
You can control. Be good at a few things that you can control.
That instantly puts you ahead of 98% of people.
Find a few things that you can completely control and control the fuck out of. If you're not good at fashion, find somebody who is. Get some advice. Don't know how to exercise? Find somebody who can. Have them tell you how. Don't know how to eat right? Find somebody who does. Have them tell you how. Find some things that you can completely control and control the fuck out of. Just control the fuck out of. Because that's where you get your self-esteem. I'm actually a really good example for this. And I'm going to say something astonishingly lacking humility. I'm a person who's good at a lot of things. A lot of things. If you made a list of things that the press has called me and asked for my expert opinion on, you'd be kind of surprised. It's across economics, business, humor, politics, persuasion. But
Coffee.
how many things are there that you could be good at?
Nosing.
All of the things that humans can do. It's gigantic, right?
Bada boom.
Millions of things that people can do, and I'm good at almost zero. Like, if you took all of my skills and compared it to all the skills that anybody could have in the world, it rounds to zero. It doesn't round even to 1%. And I'm an example of somebody who has pretty high skills in a variety of fields, and it still rounds to zero. Be good at a few things that you can control. You can control. You can control. Be good at a few things you can control. You can control. You can control. Be good at a few things that you can control. You can control.
Yeah.
Find a few things
That you can completely control.
control the fuck out of it. But it still makes me feel good that there are a few things I can do well. And that's why I concentrate on fitness and diet. And, you know, in the case of a guy, if you get your fitness and diet right, you're probably pretty good.
Yep.
So control the things you can control, get good at them, and remember that nobody's good at much.
One of the things I like about going to the gym, about my CrossFit place, because, you know, I think of myself as being pretty great, you know, like I'm good at some stuff. And I spend my time doing these things that I'm good at. Switching buttons around. So when I joined CrossFit a couple of years back, here was something that I was no good at. None at all. Nothing, not even slightly. Absolutely awful. Comically bad. Hilariously comically, like something like one of those black and white silent movies where people like fall downstairs and that's the hilarity. That level, and over a couple of years I've got more competent and I've got better. But I'm still like, what were we doing the other day? We're having to do some stretchy thing with a rubber band and some stuff, and Yago has been like, put it behind your back, Akira. He's like, no, the other way, Akira. No, twist your arm like this. And Ricardo, one of the homies, he sort of he smiles and he goes, not very coordinated, no? I go, no, I guess not. I guess coordination is not one of my strong suits. That is not one of the things that I'm very, very good at. Yeah, but I'm working on it. Yeah. I'm improving in those areas. I'm gaining competence in those places that are not my the forte. I would say natural forte, but certainly not what I applied myself to for the first section of my life. Say section, because you know me. I'm doing Noah numbers, so this is just one little section on the road to 900. Now it has just come to my attention. From noticing, some of you lot, it's a different time now. Is that right? Some of you, it's a different time to what it was. How many of you, show of hands, if it's different, a D in the chat, please. If it's the same, S. D's for different, S for the same, so I can just get an idea. I believe what's happened is that there's been daylight savings changes for some of you. Not here. We didn't have any daylight savings changes. It is, for me, the same time that it always was. No hours were taken from me or given. And apparently the time I'm in is EST. It was ET, I'm pretty sure. Now they're calling it EST. Eastern Standard Time. It's standard. I said D's and S's. Don't confuse me with the full word. Pre-consciousness says it's an hour later for you. Mike Can, it's different. Emily Kruger says wave, wave, wave. And that's the kind of language I like to speak. Alec Moran says, we're here, baby, yeah. But he said it in all caps, saying, we're here, baby, yeah! We're here, baby, yeah! Dewey Evans says, I'm not green anymore, gonna have to change that. Yeah, you want to be in the green gang. You don't want to be on the grey gang. Green gang is the wave. Mark McGee, I've been listening to MEANINGWAVE all day while doing yard work. Now I get the pleasure of a live show. Today is great. Yes, it is. I agree with you and I admire your chutzpah. I'm not even sure what that word means. Sounds jazzy. S in Puerto Rico. CH is the same in Puerto Rico, yeah. Beeblebrox is a time traveler. It's an hour later for Dewey. Matthew Morgan says, Akira the... Hang on, that's a different subject. We're still sorting out the time thing. Well, look, there's nothing I can do about it because I already moved my CrossFit class once. I used to do Class A 7, which is 7. And now I've moved it to Class A 6, which is 6, so that I can stream in the evening. I cannot move it to Class A 5 because there isn't a Class A 5. Well, there is, but it's a different thing. They do different stuff. They do cardio. They just do a different program to the one that I'm on, so I can't move it. So I'm afraid you're going to have to deal with the new time. Can you deal with the new time? Brothers and sisters, time is a psyop, says Dammit Janet, and I agree. Casey says time is a social construct. It is true. All of these things are true, but is it okay? Can you deal with it? Can you withstand what is now a new way for you that will then change again whenever? When do they do it? Who decides? Why? When? I don't even know. I thought you guys didn't even like farmers anymore. I thought you were murdering them all or something. I thought Bill Gates had bought them all and then yeeted them into the sun. Or something like that. What, we respect farmers when it comes to changing the time, but no other time do we respect farmers. What's up with that? It's the same in Norway. But they changed last week and no one told me. What we gonna? Do you know what we need in the chat? We need a lot of good emojis. Oh, and look, and Chinchilla and Miller already started. New time, good. Why is it good? Let me know in the chat why it's good. I'm sure there's a lot of reasons. Happy day. Hang on a sec. What's that song? Lots of goods in the chat. Let me move windows so we can have a look at them. Delightful. Competence.
Yourself has uniqueness. Productize has leverage. Yourself has accountability. Productize has specific knowledge. Yourself also has specific knowledge in there. So all of these pieces, you can combine them into these two words. Productize yourself.
Ooh.
Productize and yourself. Productize yourself. These two words. Productize and yourself. Whenever you're doing anything in business, if you're looking towards a long term of getting wealthy, you should ask yourself, is this authentic to me? Is it myself that I'm projecting? And then, am I productizing it? Am I scaling it? Am I scaling with labor or with capital or with media? So it's a very simple mnemonic.
Look at that.
Productize yourself.
Hey! Productizing yourself. Productize yourself. These two words.
Productize and yourself.
Productize yourself. Productizing yourself. Productize yourself.
These words. Productize and yourself.
Sami Nation says, my friend from Uruguay might come to visit this summer. Uruguay is a cool country. That's nice. Hey. Yeah. Productize yourself. Competence. Matthew Morgan said this. He said, Akira the Don, hello, hello, hello. Here's a question, do you only make meaning wave tracks in which you agree with the mensaje? In which you agree with the message? Are there any that you used to agree with but no longer do? Woo! Look, what we need is the fullness of the view. It's not about me agreeing with the thing, it's about getting a sort of circumference, right? It's about having an idea or an object or an aspect of being and then considering it from multiple angles. And oftentimes those things will seemingly contradict. So you've probably noticed that there are lots of meaning wave songs that seem to contradict each other. But then if one digs a little deeper, one sees that they do not. They in fact oftentimes support each other. Duality is always secretly unity and all that sort of thing. So I don't necessarily agree with any of it. What we're doing is getting the fullness of the view. Now, has my thinking changed on some aspects of some things over time? Of course, certainly. But there's, a sort of simpler way of thinking about it. Maybe, are there any songs that I completely disagree with the message of fundamentally, or are there any songs that I used to agree with, identify with, perhaps, and no longer do? And the answer is, I can't think of any, but I'll let you know if any pop up. There are songs of my own. There's a song on my first album which is like quite a sort of Christopher Hitchens-y sort of like teenage sort of atheist view of the world, which is a sort of like, that's a typical thing for a young person to go through. If you keep that kind of affliction your whole life, then you should be worried. It's a bit like the Winston Churchill quote about, show me a young person who isn't a socialist and I'll say they have no heart. And show me someone over 40 who isn't conservative and they have no brains. What is that it? Something like that. So, there are songs of my own that I no longer... But for God's sake, imagine you wrote a song when you were, 20, and then 23 years later, you still had you agreed with all of it. Certain things are the same. There are some things that I'm exactly the same with. Certain aspects of myself are the same as they always were. And you see that with people. Like my son, when I saw him in utero, there was something there that is there now, and I think it will always be there. There's a certain way about him that has been the same since I first met him, and always will be. So there are things that we pick up, you know what I mean? You don't like get born with atheism. That's the thing that you sort of, that you develop, like herpes. I joke. But that's the thing that you pick up, right? And then sometimes maybe you put it down again, or sometimes you have other ideas. What did they say? People don't have ideas, ideas have people. Did that answer the question? I don't know if it did. I think that's probably okay. Hey, do you know what day it is? JC the Lionheart says, I entertain ideas, but I don't give belief over. That's a Terence quote that I like. And because they become prisons. They can become prisons. You see it happen all the time. If someone they've got this belief, and then some fact comes along that contradicts that belief, then they'll just sort of hallucinate some way of it not existing. Hey, Matthew Morgan, thank you for the $5. Says thanks for the thoughtful answer. That's nice, isn't it? Appreciate you. What's more worthwhile than that?
I know that the information that I'm purveying by all these means is helping people sort out their lives. Thousands and thousands of people. It's overwhelming. And it's great. And that's well worth it. I'm afraid that we're on the precipice of doing something quite stupid. And I was hoping that if enough people pull themselves together and return with some understanding to the core values that made our culture great and make all cultures great. The real values that human beings have to guide themselves by that will avoid unnecessary catastrophe and that will put the world in a better place. I think we can do that. And what's more worthwhile than that? What's more worthwhile than that? What's more worthwhile than that? And I know it's working because I get thousands of letters to people saying, mostly they say two things. One is that I've given them words to articulate things they knew but didn't know how to say. The other 3/4 are from people who say, I was in a dark place. Then they outline the particular kind of darkness that enveloped them and said, well, I'm trying to not lie. I'm trying to adopt responsibility. I'm trying to formulate my aims. I'm trying to rectify my relationships. I'm trying to improve myself. And things are way better. And I'm back from the brink. I'm better for my family. And I've got hope for the future. There's nothing better than that. What's more worthwhile than that? What's more worthwhile than that? What's more worthwhile than that? You know, and I know it's working because, you know, when I go down the street now, people stop me all the time. Can you imagine a better situation than being able to walk down the street? It's pretty much anywhere now that I go. And there's a good possibility that someone will stop me and say, look, I was having a really rough time and I've been watching what you've been doing and listening to it. And things are way better for me. Like one of the things that happened to me a while ago, which I just loved, was I was in LA, downtown, and downtown LA is kind of rough. And anyways, I was walking around with my wife. This kid pulled up in a car beside me and hopped out. He was a Latino kid, about probably 19, 20, something like that. Kind of a stylish looking kid. He jumped over and he said, are you Dr. Peterson? I said, yes. He said, oh, he was all happy to meet me and shook my hand and he was all excited. He said, look, I've been listening to your lectures for 18 months. I've really been listening to them and my life is way better. And he said, I've really fixed my relationship up with my father. And he said, wait a minute. So I stopped and waited for a second, ran back to the car. He got his father out of the car. They both came over and they had arms around each other. And, you know, they were looking all smiley and happy. And his father said, look, I'm getting along really well with your son. And so it's because he's been listening to your lectures. Thanks a lot. Like they were really happy. And Jesus, you know, how could you ask for anything better than that? It's so good. What's more worthwhile than that? What's more worthwhile than that? What's more worthwhile than that? You know, and I know it's working because
I know it's working. What's more worthwhile than that? What's more worthwhile than that? What's more worthwhile than that? And I know it's working. I know it's working. What's more worthwhile than that? Yeah! Hey, I love that song. I don't hear that song enough. What's more worthwhile than that? Hey, what's crazy is that story he tells. Where that happened was right by my studio. It's like right outside my studio, which was Don Studios, Los Angeles. And then when he came and played in LA, it was also like just around the corner from the studio. Hercules, we took Hercules, was a little babby, and he was like carrying him, you know. If this ain't nice, I don't know what is. That's right. That's right. How y'all doing, you cuties? Yeah, did you know it's Be a Plumber Day? It's Plumber Day. It's National Plumber Day. Well, I don't know who decides these things. But it's crazy because yesterday was Mario Day, right? And so I opened the show with Be a Plumber because, you know, Mario, he's a plumber, isn't he? And just as the song goes, you know, be a plumber. Be a good one, you know? And, you know, Mario's a great plumber, isn't he? Or is he? Has anyone ever seen him plumb anything? I don't know. But he has saved, you know, a princess. And he's good at chucking a hat around, you know, and he can shimmy up and down a pipe. So you got to assume that he's a good plumber. You got to assume that Mario, you know, exists in the domain of extreme competence. And it's interesting, though, that Mario Day and International Plumber Day are right next to each other. And you wonder, is that a coincidence or is that planned? Does it mean anything at all? Or does it just merely mean that I play Be a Plumber, technically the first MEANINGWAVE song, 2 days in a row, and I'm going to do that forever? Does that mean, does Mario Day fall on the same day every year? All of these are questions that are possibly going to be answered by my son. Actually, he can answer them, because I think he's coming on the show. Let me just check. I forgot about this. What have we got here? Yeah, I mean, I think he's coming on. He's going to come on for Zuma Report. Zuma Report, Alpha Report. He's technically, isn't it? We'll talk about this. Alpha or Zuma. Anyway, we're going to have a report from a young person. They're going to tell us what's going on in the culture. So I hope you're as excited about that as I am. I'm very excited to find out. And Free Consciousness says plumbers are extremely competent, apart from the ones who aren't. Right? There are plumbers who aren't competent, and I've known them. I've had to deal with incompetent plumbers in my time. One time I had an incompetent plumber, and he flooded the whole house with his plumbing incompetence and caused a great deal of problems. Have you ever had a soggy staircase? Have you ever lived in a house with like a bunch of like drunk brummies who are all in various sort of bands and generally in some stage of disarray? And the house has got about 5 stories, and you live on the top one, and there are very little thin corridors and staircases leading all the way up, and they're all thickly carpeted, and there's a bathroom right at the top and one in the middle, and the plumber buggers it up so that everything explodes and floods, and all of this thick carpet is gooey with toiletness, you know? And that's what happens when you have incompetent plumbers. So, and Free Consciousness says, Skibbity Riz toilet, my Gen Alpha son. Exactly, right? That's what happened. That's how the Skibbity toilet thing happened. That's how those Skibbity toilets came into being. It was an incompetent plumber situation. So you don't want people to cause more problems. You need people to solve problems.
We need to know who the competent people are, and then reward them. And even more importantly, we need to tell young people, hey, there's some hierarchies of competence.
We need to know who the competent people are, so we can employ them. We need to know who the incompetent people are, so we can yeet them into the very sun.
We need to know who the competent people are, and then reward them. And even more importantly, we need to tell young people, hey, there's some hierarchies of competence out there. Like 1,000 of them. Go be a plumber, man. Be a good one, you know? Be an honest one. Because otherwise all you do is go out there and cause trouble. We don't need people to cause more trouble. We need people to solve problems. We need people to solve problems.
Yeah! JBP emojis, waves, nukes, all that in the chat. It's the first MEANINGWAVE song.
We don't need people to cause more trouble. We need people to
Solve problems. Woo!
Go be a plumber.
Go be a plumber, man.
Go be a plumber, man.
Go on. Be a good one, you know?
Forthright, productive way of making a living.
Yeah.
And there is a hell of a lot of difference between a working man who knows what he's doing and one who doesn't. Both in terms of skill and ethics, right? And you work with someone who knows what they're doing, it's a bloody pleasure. They tell you what they're gonna do, they tell you how much it will cost, they go and do it, it works, and you pay them. Perfect. Everyone's happy. And that's what happens when you have genuine hierarchies of competence.
Competence. Yeah. solve problems. Solve problems. Solve problems. We need people to solve problems.
We don't need people to cause more trouble. We need people to solve problems.
Be a Plumber inspired action. The first Meaningwave song. Imagine that.
Go be a plumber, man. Be a good one, you know?
Holds up fantastically. It was, I hadn't worked out any kind of, sort of formula or rules or anything. I was experimenting. That boop, that melody, that's an instrument I made from recording some kind of a sound and then turning that into an instrument and then playing it. So that's like a sound pitched out across notes on a keyboard and played. I remember I spent a little while working on that, giving it some timbre and doing some glide stuff with it. So that's why it's very unique, you see. It's not an actual instrument that exists, and it hasn't been used on any other songs ever by anyone. Do, 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 do.
Plumber, man. Go be a plumber, man.
Nice.
Go be a plumber, man. Be a good one, you know?
Be a good one, you know. Michael Pesey says, yes, sir, at the start of Meaningwave.
Go be a plumber, man.
One of these days I'm going to make a video, because there isn't a proper video for this song. Like, there's, visual of Peterson saying this. I remember when I first saw it, I'd been DJing and I got in from the club and I used to put on YouTube on, I had a projector, So it was really big, and I think I was, probably had a joint or something. And I'd be on the sofa with this massive projection, and sort of decompressing from being in the club, DJing in Hollywood, having like crazy people, jumping all over the place and all that. And he comes up, Peterson, all looming, because he's massive, because he's on a projector, and he's very passionately talking about hierarchies of competence. And that really struck a chord with me at that moment, and I sort of sat up in my chair, I was like, oh. And I took a photo of it, so I would know the bit to sample, as soon as I got in the studio, I did it, Anyway, I've always wanted to recreate that as a video. I've always wanted to do that. So I will one day. The only problem is when I do it, I won't look like I looked like then. Because then I was like an emaciated, quasi-alcoholic DJ guy, caked in eyeliner and sort of dripping with booze. I might have to recreate it. Be a good one, Happy birthday for yesterday, Ill Ink. Mario Day is also Ill Ink Day. Who knew? Walking Mill Poet says, do you still have the photo? Good point. I must do. That's a good point. Woo! Because I back up everything to a drive thing, a backup drive. So I'm pretty sure I've got all photos I've taken since sort of 2014-ish, 2013-ish. Including screenshots and memes.
My mother used to say, a long time ago, whenever there would be any really catastrophe that was in the movies or on the air, she would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. Even just on the sidelines. That's why I think that if news programs could make a conscious effort of showing rescue team, of showing who medical people, anybody who is coming into a place where there's a tragedy, to be sure that they include that. Because if you look for the helpers, you'll know that there's hope. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. She would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers.
Said he had some struggles with booze.
It's Deadwood.
Says, I finally have a hold. Meaningwave helps to stay away from drinking. But day by day I practice gratitude.
Of the opportunity, the less it accretes around you. Deadwood.
Deadwood. Yeah, me too, baby. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Deadwood.
Yeah.
Here's something interesting about forest fires. People have been trying to prevent forest fires for a long time. It's because forest fires burn up the forest, and that can't be good. But here's what happens if you don't let forest fires burn. Forests collect a lot of dry branches, right? Because tree branches die and wood falls on the forest floor and collects. The amount of flammable material keeps increasing with time. And that's not so bad if it's wet, but if the amount of flammable material is increasing and it gets really dry, and then it burns, then you have a real problem. The forest fire can burn so hot that it burns the topsoil right off, in which case you don't have a forest at all anymore, you just have a desert. Deadwood. Deadwood.
Deadwood. Yo, anyway, what was I talking about? Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Look, it's a wild Hercules appears. A wild Hercules appears. Come around this side, young monkey. And so you can be a little closer to the mic.
Hola, mi amigos.
Hola, niño. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien,
Buenas
gracias.
noches.
Todo chido por siempre. Sí, sí, sí. Yo, we got young Hercules in the house. And we've been talking about doing this for a bit. And we need an intro, we need a jingle, all that sort of thing. But what are we doing right here? What is this?
This is the very first surprise encounter
What if you-
in midstream.
What have you got down your neck?
This is Caterpie.
Who's Caterpie?
He's my buddy now.
Oh, he's a Pokemon.
Yeah.
He's a Pokemon.
He's gonna
Don't.
go,
Just.
go he there.
I guess he can go there. He can hang out here with the Marcus mask. He can stay there with the Marcus mask.
Yes.
Let's check him from above, see if he looks happy. Yeah, he looks happy.
Yeah.
He looks happy. Look, there's diamonds in the chat. We got diamonds in the chat.
Hello, everybody.
All right, so Herc's here to inform us on the state of Zoomer Nation and Alpha Nation. Because Hercules, he straddles the divide between Zoomer and Alpha. He's technically an Alpha. He was born in 2013, and recent research has decided, I don't know who decides these things, there's about 4 of these bodies, groups, or whatever that decide, and they've said that Generation Z cuts off in 2013, and 2013 Generation Alpha begins.
Which kind of sucks for me because Gen Z sounds way cooler than Gen Alpha. I still think I'm a Gen Z because I was literally born 6 days after Gen Alpha began, which is so unfair.
Yes, it is fair. Free Consciousness says, hello, small English child.
Hello.
Now, and JC the Lionheart has just sent you $5.
Oh my god. Thank
Goodness.
you.
Goodness,
Okay. Oh
goodness.
Oh my goodness.
You don't-
Thank you, JT the Leonheart,
Yeah,
for
you-
the 5 buckaroonies.
You can praise God. Yeah. Do you believe in God,
Do I believe in God?
or are you no atheist? Come back. That was quick.
Why would you do that
I don't
to
know, I
me?
was just wondering.
No,
No. No, which one?
I'm not an atheist, Dad.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. All right, just checking. What would you say about Zoomers and Alphas in general? Do they,
In general,
with regards to God, do they like God?
I feel like Gen Z, like most of Gen Z probably believe in God or just know what God is.
Okay.
I feel like most Gen Alphas, like the older Gen Alphas, like 8 months after I was born, Gen Alphas, are probably they probably don't even know what God is because their parents are so bad. Which I'll get into.
Okay, go on then, get into it. Let's get into it.
Okay, well,
Okay.
What's the name for this? We need help from chat.
Yeah, we need a name for this segment, but
We
the
need-
idea is that you're going to give us an update on what's going on this week in the world of Gen Z and Gen Alpha, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so they'll come up with some names, and you
Yeah.
can get on with telling us what's going
Okay,
on.
well, this week in put name above me
Yeah.
there.
The Zalpha report.
So let's just start
Uh-huh.
with something I don't know if most people know and would be good parenting advice.
Okay.
Which is that one of the things that is turning lots of this generation, like a long time after my generation, like 2015, 2016 born children who are like 3 or 4 now,
Yeah.
are very, very, very much brainwashed
Oh, yeah.
by their iPads,
Ah.
which made the term iPad kid.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of parents just don't want to deal with their children, so they slap an iPad or a tablet in front of their child, and then their child becomes so addicted and like hooked to it that they just scroll shorts and scroll YouTube and like stuff like that, and just like they just look on their iPad. And instead of watching quality content like MEANINGWAVE or some good family-friendly YouTuber who plays video games,
Like Matt Pat.
like MatPat or Dan TDM or whatever. No, instead they watch really badly cash-grabby animated crap made by horrible people who just want to brainwash children and steal their data.
Oh, wow, okay. This week in Gen Z Alpha, a report from Hercules. Watch out. So what's the moral of that statement or observation?
Well, the observation is that you need to observe your children
Ah.
with what they're doing.
Yes.
Like, once your children get to about the age 10 or 9, you can get less, like, looking over everything they're doing.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Really? I don't.
Unless your children are weird.
I don't know. I pay attention to you.
Yeah, but I
More
mean,
out of
like,
interest than anything, because you're very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, You're very interesting.
Yeah, I mean like that. I don't mean the thing. I feel like until your child is like age 9, you shouldn't be going, "Hello, child. What is going on right now? What is that website?"
Right, don't go too close to the microphone. You'll break someone's eardrum. I think you
broke
just
my
made
mouth.
Ink cry.
I broke my voice.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what he's saying is pay attention to your kids, but don't be too overtly controlling. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and like don't just like monitor every single thing they do, whether it be they like watch a I don't know, like a YouTube video with some swearing. Just say you shouldn't be. You are not allowed to watch that. In like, people are very overprotective. Some people.
You're talking about your mum.
No, mum was not overprotective with devices.
He was annoyed that like his mum wouldn't let him go to the shop on his own.
Yeah, but that's not related. That's not related. I think I'm losing the point.
Okay. The point is
you should monitor what your child is doing on the internet.
Yes, you should.
When they're really young, and even when they're like going into teenage years.
Yes.
However, once they're
I monitor what your mum does.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's watching too much Bake Sale, or like going down too many Piers Morgan related wormholes about British royal conspiracy stuff. I shall tell her.
Well,
I'll say, hey, wife.
let's go back to what I was talking about.
All right.
Again.
So what you were talking about?
So yeah, just monitor what your children are doing, and when they get older and older, progressively let them do more and more, and make them trust you and you trust them.
Oh, my son. Mwah. Hyper Baroque sent us $5, which was very nice, and he says the ancient Greek land Attica went from lush green world to desert in the witness and lifetime of the Critias, according to Plato. Life is that fragile.
Yeah, life
Yeah.
is very fragile.
How long do you think it would take for a society to completely collapse and turn to anarchy?
I don't know, like 1 microsecond. No, if I was being actually reasonable.
If there was so here's the thing: if there was no food in the shops, how long do you think it'd take for people to just like society to completely collapse and people to start hunting each other for sport?
Well, a lot of stuff would happen. If you've watched lots of apocalyptic movies and stuff like that. But if you're also just being rational, then it's like 3 hours max, and then everything goes to hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like everyone starts robbing people,
Yeah.
doing the worst things you can possibly do to people.
Yeah, like that barbecue bloke in Haiti, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
shooting people, eating people,
Eating people.
cooking people alive, like hanging people, just horrible, monstrous stuff.
All right, we've got some ideas. Zalfa. Chinchilla in Manila said Zalfa.
Zalfa.
Zalfa. JT the Lineheart said Zalfa report. It's
Zalfa
Gen Z
report.
and Alpha. Z times Alpha. Zalfa
That's
report.
a very good idea.
It's pretty good.
Let's rehearse.
Ooh, he's off. She needs some music.
Yeah, what song should we do there?
Oh, you can't hear it because you haven't got the
And I'm
headphones hooked
taking
up.
Caterpie for it.
All right, just do a thing.
No, yeah. Okay, okay.
All right,
Let's-
we're doing an intro.
We're doing an intro. The first intro. Wow, Zal.
Well, first intro of the Zalfa report with little Hercules.
Let's
All right,
go.
let's go.
This week on Zalfa Report, we are talking about Gen Alpha and the apocalypse of iPads.
All right. Well, I went in. So, okay, that's good. Thank you for that. That's interesting. Well, let's just check the chat and just see if there's anything. Sheila is in the house, lifting it up with Herc, said Bradley. This week in Zalfa, said Herc Church, said Amanda Dances. It's called YouTube Homeschool, okay, said Free Consciousness, lol. JC the Lionheart says MEANINGWAVE. I don't know what that means. Captain Virgil, what's up? Sway says preach. Sheila Ferreira says hashtag touchgrass. Amanda Dances says nice plug, dude. Chris Dubendorf says Hertz Church is strong. Bradley says the greatest thing you can do for your children is to read books so they see you reading and learn to love reading. Dewey Evans says wish I had this much insight as a young one. Sway says hashtag touchgrass. Mason says conclusion Herc is based. Yes. Michael Parisi says modern day John Lennon in the making there, brother. I hope not. That guy didn't live very long, did he? Anyway. Yes, you've got to live longer than John Lennon, all right?
Who's John Lennon?
He's that guy, the Scouse guy with the little round glasses from the Beatles.
He died
I haven't given you that lesson yet.
He died at like age 33, right?
Yeah, like Jesus, you know. He was killed by a CIA operative, mind-controlled crazy person. Anyway, we'll do that on musical history lessons, okay? Which is going to be fun. Ham Anonymous says, freedom! Free Consciousness says, Herc is a great future dad.
Thank you.
Yeah. The growth of the young lad is impeccable, says Sway. He is getting very alto. Muy alto niño. Sheila suggests that your walk-on song should be Touch Grass.
That's a good guys.
Julia Hines says, hashtag Zalfa Report.
Okay, well, I think we can all agree that it's Zalfa Report.
That was a great idea. Well done, gang.
Thank you very much. You matter.
Yes, it's true. Anyway, so what's going on with Zalfas this week? What are they into? What are they excited about? What are they, any memes, video games? What do they care about this week?
So this time, instead of sending the children to bed or just like letting the children do whatever while you watch this, bring your children here against their will.
Okay, they're probably in bed. But anyway, so what are they up to?
Well, preferably it's what like the communities I'm in are up to, but it's also lots of the communities I'm in are filled with people from Gen Alpha. And
Anyway,
C.
so what are they into? What's going on?
Right now, a new Roblox event is occurring.
What's Roblox?
Roblox is an online generative platform where people ages 5 to 18 can create experiences using the powerful imagination tool Roblox Studio to create experiences people can play from all over the world.
It's basically the real metaverse. Really, it's like there's a billion games in there. Any kid can go in there and make their own game. And they do, and then they play each other's games, and it's all sorts of weird variations on hide and seek or existing properties. And what did you used to play when you was a little nipper? You used to play a game where called Get Eaten, where you like just throw yourself down a precipice on a hot dog or something into a giant mouth.
Basically, you can ride random food items or buses or trains or whatever, and ride into random giant people's mouths.
Anyway, so there's a new one that they're all excited about. And what is it? What's it called?
There's a brand new game on Roblox called Tales of Tenorio, which is in the creature catching genre, which is also known as just Pokemon.
Pokemon ripoffs.
Pokemon ripoffs. However, they're pretty unique to the point where they're like equally as fun and better than whatever Game Freak is cooking up in their really dirty kitchen. But yeah, that's basically the gist. And there's like different creatures instead of Pokemon. They're Tenorians and
you got mad at me earlier. I came in, I said, "What is this?" And you went, "Oh, you're excited. It's this new game." I was like, "That looks just like Power World." Power World is that Pokemon ripoff that came out recently, and then you got all offended, saying it's not a Pokemon ripoff, it's a creature capture game, right? I was like, do you chuck balls and catch little anime-looking animals? And you said, no, you chuck. What do you have instead of balls?
You chuck cans.
Cans, yeah. You don't have cans, so you chuck balls. Is this it? It doesn't look like what I saw earlier.
What is that?
I know. I looked it up on YouTube, and it said this was the trailer.
For what?
Tales of Kenzaria. Is that a different game?
I said Tales of Tenorio, Dad.
I spelt it wrong.
Wait, you can put backgrounds on YouTube videos?
Uh-huh.
I can type it if you want.
How do you spell Tenoria? Is that it?
Huh? Yeah, so you can go to the channel at the top.
All right, so check out the channel. Yeah.
That's Tales of Tenorio.
So is this what we should look at?
And you can put on the trailer, yeah, that.
Yeah, okay. So this week, Power World is over. You heard it here first. Power World is dead. And I know this because you stopped playing Power World, you and your little homies. I was like, why aren't you playing Power World anymore? They'd gone back to Roblox. Well, now, inside Roblox, there is a Pokemon ripoff that's apparently pretty competent, and they like.
Yeah. Can we make this full screen? The video full screen?
Huh?
Can we make the video full screen?
It is.
Oh, yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah, you're seeing what they're seeing, which is a little bit behind.
Yeah.
So here it is. So like, your little.
This is the very beginning. You walk out your house and meet your best friend, also known as the most annoying rival character in all of gaming, Kira. And
Excuse me?
Nothing. What? It's called Kira.
Right.
Not Akira.
Right.
Kira. It's some girl with a bow.
Right.
And her dad is a complete nerd
There's
scientist.
a Pokemon. Look, that's a Pokemon right there.
That's no Pokemon.
That's clearly a Pokemon.
That's rubbish, guys. That's rubbish. It's not a Pokemon, guys. Trust me, guys.
Looks like a Pokemon. What's that voice? What's that voice you just did?
It's a stupid voice.
Is that a Zalfa thing?
Kind of, maybe.
Explain what a skibbity toilet is.
No.
What about a Rizzler?
A Rizzler is someone who has lots of charisma, or Riz, who can pick up lots of girls.
Okay. That's good. When I was in my day, a Rizzler was a piece of paper that you used to make a cigarette with. That's weird, huh? Look, clearly that's a Pokemon. Look, it's loads of Pokemon.
Those aren't Pokemon.
Pokemon Company's doomed, right? Now that people have realized, wait, we can make Pokemon rip-off games. Why did it take people so long to work that out?
But it's like they're also way better than Pokemon. So it's like, why play Pokemon where you can play something that has passion and like happiness and joy put into it? When instead you could play, hey guys, look, we rehashed the same game we've been posting for the past 35 years and have added 2 versions of it. Pokemon's D and A. It's so new, you should buy it. And guess what? People buy it.
Yeah, they do.
I buy it.
Pokemon D's and nuts. No, we only got one. I was like really refusing to get on board with that Pokemon thing. We got that one Pokemon game, and we've completed it in a week. And we didn't play it very often. Nope. It took like 4 hours or something.
We played it like twice on the weekend.
And it looked like it wasn't finished. It looked like a demo of a game.
Completely terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the gameplay is there, but they just need like to build on it, you know. They need to add more graphics and characters.
All right. So anyway, so this week, Zalphas are excited about this new Pokemon rip-off game. What else are they into this week?
Well, it's another last thing related to Roblox. There is a new Roblox event where it's called The Hunt. And previously, Roblox events, there were a lot of things called egg hunts for Easter. But since not that many people celebrate Easter, or like lots of people celebrate Easter, but like for the people who don't celebrate Easter, Roblox wanted to include everyone, right? So you know what they did? They stopped egg hunts. Egg hunts were so fun.
Do you know that was the South Park episode? The first South Park episode, they were talking about, it was about Christmas, and they were like, "Oh, Christmas isn't inclusive for people who don't celebrate Christmas like Jews and atheists," right? So they were like, so we'll stop celebrating Christmas to be inclusive. So Roblox has done the first South Park episode with Easter.
Yeah.
And how do people feel about that? How is Alphas feeling about that?
Well, it ended in like 2020.
Right.
And it had been going since Roblox began.
Right.
So it was really depressing to know that they're not going to do it anymore. And it would be really cool. There would be these events where millions and millions of players, young and old, would go into different Roblox games and do puzzles to collect eggs, which then would go into their inventory on their profile. And then use those things in their profile to put on their heads or as a head. And it didn't look that cool, but the point was it was something to do other than grind on games all day. And it was a fun way for people to meet new people and just do something fun with their Easter on the internet.
Right.
And it was really great.
But it's not happening.
Yeah. So, and after 4 years of it being over, they've brought it back, not as Egg Hunt, but as The Hunt to be inclusive, I guess.
Oh, I see.
And
The Hunt sounds pretty sinister.
And you're not collecting eggs, you're collecting random hats and wings. And they
Sounds
do
like one of your games.
And they look pretty cool.
Hey, you launched a game this week as well, didn't you?
Yes, I did release a game.
What's your game?
It's called we haven't released it actually. Me and my friend's still making it.
Oh, okay.
It's called Flying the Flamingos.
Find the Flamingos.
And
what do you do in this game?
You run around a giant map finding flamingos, and when you walk into the flamingos and like capture them or find them, they give you a badge which then appears on your account, and then you can see all the badges people have gotten, and our little badges will appear, and you'll be able to look at the cool badges.
And you designed all these flamingos, didn't you?
Yeah, and we have an official YouTube channel.
Amazing.
It's great. It's going perfect, you know? We're still making it though.
And you also published some levels on Geometry Dash, didn't you?
Yes, sirree.
Yes, you did. Where can people find those? Geometry Dash reminds me of video games when I was little, when it was just like Manic Miner and stuff like that. So it's like fiendishly difficult, like jumping over things and avoiding things and not dying. And if you die, you have to go right back to the beginning and you scream. It's like that.
And it's like basically, this is how it works. It's like first you have like 15 levels made by the creator. The first few were made, like he updates the game very rarely. But when he does, he adds some new levels. And he's been making the game since like 2012 12 or 13. The first level is like called Stereo Madness, and because the song is Stereo Madness.
But anyway, the point is that it's user generated, right? People make their own levels.
People can make their own levels, or you can play the main levels.
Yeah.
But most of the people make your own levels or play the main levels.
And that's where the real creativity comes
Yeah,
in.
and they're either gorgeous pieces of art that have so much work put into them, using literal text objects as plants and colouring them and putting them into decoration and making it perfect and so well made that your computer explodes, and then you just have garbage.
So how can people play yours?
Well, they need the ID, or
What's the
they
ID?
can go to my account and play levels
What's
I've
your
uploaded.
account?
My account is called Herco the Badass. I can type it in chat.
I think they can remember
But
that.
it's-
So if you're on Geometry Dash, look for Herco the Badass and you can play Hercules' levels.
Look for Herco the Badass in accounts.
Okay, cool.
And then you can look at my terrible stats.
All right. So is there any what's happening in memes with Zalfa currently?
Well, we've had some ups and downs.
Mm.
I think this is the final topic.
Okay.
But we've had some ups and downs.
Uh-huh.
The end of last year, we had some great ones like Blue Smurf Cat, We Live, We Love, We Lie. We had Josh Hutcherson Whistle. We had like I can't even remember. They were pretty terrible. Like they're really not funny. Like recently, there's been a meme that just goes "Ga-ga-ga-da-ga-da-go. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Where'd you go?"
That's
And
Cotton Eye Joe. That's a pop
yeah,
song.
so it's Cotton Eye Joe, but they put it over some chicken nuggets with like really poorly animated TikTok filters with random people's giant mouths singing it.
Right.
It's so bad. It's not funny. The song is good and funny, but it's not funny.
Oh, okay.
It's bad.
Okay, I'm sorry. So you were saying memes aren't good at the moment.
Not really.
The humour that Zalfa generation is coming out with has reached a level of unfunniness that is impossible to tolerate.
Yeah,
or something?
and well, like it's like funny for the newer Gen Alphas because they created it, right?
Ah.
But for us, it's like, what are you saying? What's a skibbity gat Ohio Rizla Sigma Ohio skibbity among us? And then they'll say it just means gibberish. And you'll say what? And they'll say gibberish. And you'll say, huh?
People still going on about Ohio?
No, it's kind of died out.
Ohio's a dead meme.
The reason it died is because, well, for one reason I can't say, because
Why?
it's promoting another music channel.
That's
And
okay.
then,
Never mind.
Okay, well, one reason it died is because a creator called CG5 made a song about it.
CG5, the meme killer. Yeah, if you ever
Yeah.
come across that fellow.
Oh God, should we put a video up?
No, we won't. Not today. Maybe another day. But not today. I can't deal with that frog-faced fellow right now.
Yeah, well, he
Bless
made
him. God bless him.
He made a song about it and killed the meme. But another reason it died is because in Ohio, a train kind of like exploded with tons of oil in it and contaminated all of the food and crops over fields. And I think,
I'm not laughing at that.
No,
I'm
and
laughing at the way you say crops.
And then I think people stopped making memes about it because it completely offended people born in Ohio.
Oh, really?
And was kind of just like, we've been going on about Ohio being weird.
That happened
and then
like
that
the week
happened.
after. What's his face?
CG5.
Nah. Red. Trippy Red did a version of Little B's classic Down in Ohio.
Down in
Rizzing all
Ohio.
these ladies. And the week that came out, that accident happened.
Yeah.
And so I think there was a curse.
Absolutely.
Anyway. All right.
Well.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else going on in Gen's Alpha world? No new slang. The memes are crap. Is there any new slang? I heard a new word the other day coming out of
What
you.
did you hear it?
I
What
can't
was
remember.
It?
What was it? There was a new word. I said, what is that?
Was it gyat?
No, gyat's old. What does gyat mean?
Big butt. Or butt or ass.
Yes.
Just
But.
butt. That's literally it. It's some stupid way of saying butt.
Yeah.
Just gyat.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
I remember saying something and you didn't know the meaning of it.
Yeah.
But I can't remember.
All right, you need to write these down. For this segment needs to be faster. It needs to be have more exciting content. You need to be paying more attention to what's going on in the world of Zalfas, so you can bring us the skibbity, the raw skibbity.
I will. The thing is, it's a bit of a rabbit hole with some questionable shenanigans, but whatever. That was the first interdimensional galactic portal of Zalfa.
This week
on
in
Zalfa.
With little Herc.
Thanks.
Young Herc, whatever it is.
Thank you.
Herco the badass.
Yeah, thank you for watching. And Caterpie says goodbye.
I kind of think Herco the badass is a good rap name now.
Herco the badass.
Yeah, your current rap name is Young Herc, right?
Lil Herc.
Lil
How
Herc.
can you forget Mike
Oh.
Shan's own rap name?
It's a good question. I'm very sorry. You know, you'll always be Little Herky to me.
Well, that was this week on Gen Zalfa,
This week on Zalfa.
and I'm leaving now. Goodbye. It was very nice to talk to you fellows. Thank you for the donations and chats and idea for the names Alpha. And I'm saying
Tell them to go support the
goodbye.
campaign.
Go support the campaign, or I'll appear out of your house tonight and, break in. But that's beside the point. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Caterpie says goodbye. Adios. Woo!
He's throwing things down. Thank you, Little Herc. He's gone to go rescue his Caterpie. That was good. Oh. My thing's in a strange place. Alrighty. Thank you, Little Herc. That was Little Herc on the Meaningstream. And a new sensation this week in Zalfa. I hope you all feel educated. I hope you feel like you understand the younger generation a little bit more now. The Zoom video game segment, says Bradley, indeed. It was great, says Free Consciousness. Young man is good at ad-lib, says Hyper Baroque, yes. Chinchilla in Manila says swag like Ohio, thank you, Base Guard. Based Guard, exactly. Down in Ohio, doing stuff. Fool Killer says, been a meme recession for years, a few good ones every now and then. Yeah, it's not like it was at the height. At the height of meme town. Bradley says, neo-post humor. Hyperbrock says, hambone. VJ DII says, hello fellow Cheeto Wave Riders. Mount up. That was educational, says Hyperbrock. Good, I'm glad. I'm glad we now understand that. And yeah, so there you go. So what's cracking with Zalfa is Pokemon rip-offs. And corporations ruining holidays. So nothing new, you know. Time is a flat circle. Do you know D-Way, says Chinchilla in Manila. Exactly. That was a good mimetic, right? That red thing. What we got now? Barbecue. It's just a bit too much, isn't it? It's all a bit too real. It's all a bit too hyper-real. Hyperial. I used to think that's how it was pronounced, Hyperial. I was wrong. Bradley says, LMAO, love the kids' energy. Mason says, I learned things. Sway says, good luck getting to America overnight, our little deportee. What's going on now?
Wonder a time with a death of 1,000 cuts. We squander a time with a death of 1,000 cuts. A busy calendar, busy mind will destroy your abilities to do
Great things in this world.
great things in this world. You need free time and a free mind to do great things in this world. You need free time and a free mind to do great things in this world. You should be too busy to do coffee while still keeping an uncluttered calendar. People who know me know that I'm famous for simultaneously doing two things. One is having a very clean calendar. I have almost no meetings on it, while at the same time, I am busy all the time. I'm always doing something. And it's usually quote-unquote work-related. But it is whatever the highest impact thing is that needs to be done at that time, and that I'm most interested and inspired about. But the only way to do that is to constantly, ruthlessly decline meetings. People want to do coffee and build relationships. That's fine early career when you're still exploring, but later in your career when exploiting and more things coming at you than you have time for, you have to ruthlessly cut meetings out of your life. If someone wants to do a meeting, see if you can do it with a phone call instead. If they want to do a phone call, see if they can do it with an email instead. If they want to do it with email, see if they can do it with a text message instead. If they're text messaging, you should probably be ignoring most text messages unless they're true emergencies. One has to be utterly ruthless about dodging meetings. When you do meetings, do walking meetings, do standing meetings, you keep them short, keep them actionable, keep them small. Any meeting with 8 people that are sitting at a conference table, nothing is getting done in that meeting. You're literally just dying 1 hour at a time. You're literally just dying 1 hour at a time. A busy calendar and a busy mind will destroy your ability to do great things in this world. To do great things in this world, you need free time and a free mind to do great things in this world. You need free time and a free mind to do great things in this world.
Shouts out to Chinchilla in Manila, just gave a sub.
Or something
To a lucky someone.
busy, interesting people will meet with you. Your calling card has to be, hey, here's what I've done. Here's what I can show you. It's neat. And I'll be respectful of your time if this is useful to you. And I find that there are very busy, important people who will take your meeting, but you have to come with a proper calling card. All the people who tweet and who email famously rich people saying, hey, if I could just get one meeting with you, and they're vague about it, they're not going to get anywhere in life. You have to build up the credibility. You have to do the work. You have to have proof of work. If you have proof of work and you truly have something interesting, then you shouldn't hesitate to put it together and send it to somebody. But even then, when you're asking for a meeting, you want to be super actionable about it. Even if you yourself haven't made it yet, you think you're going to make it by going out and networking and doing a whole bunch of meetings, you're probably incorrect. Yes, networking can be important early in your career. And yes, you can get serendipitous with meetings, but the odds are pretty low. Just meeting people and hoping to get that lucky break. You're relying on type 1 luck, which is blind luck, and type 2 luck, which is hustle luck. But what you're not getting is type 3 or type 4 luck, which are the better kinds, where you spend time developing a reputation, working on something, developing a unique point of view, being able to spot opportunities that others can't. A busy calendar and a busy mind will destroy your ability to do great things in this world. To do great things in this world, you need free time and a free mind to do great things in this world. You need free time and a free mind to do great things in this world. A busy calendar and a busy mind will destroy your ability to do great things in this world. To do great things in this world, you need free time and a free mind to do great things in this world. You need free time and a free mind to do great things in this world.
Oh yeah, there's definitely something wrong. I know for a fact there's something bad. And that's where I disconnect with a lot of people. Oh yeah, there's definitely something wrong. I know for a fact there's something bad. And that's where I disconnect with a lot of people. Oh yeah, there's definitely something wrong. I know for a fact there's something bad. Oh yeah, there's definitely something wrong. I know for a fact there's something bad. Oh yeah, there's definitely something wrong. I know for a fact there's something bad. Oh yeah, there's definitely something wrong. I know for a fact there's something bad.
You want to be able to do great things, whether you're a musician, entrepreneur, or you're an investor. You need free time and you need a free mind. If you want to be able to do great things,
This is the song that made me stop streaming every day
and you need
for a bit last time. Now I'm back streaming every day again. Wow.
A flower garden,
Time is a flat circle.
they should always feel motivated. Whereas you saw it as, I should fail, I should get knocked down, it should be messy. They think there's
I know for a fact.
There's something to that.
And that's where I disconnect with a lot of people. They don't know my story. They think I was born this man. They see what was created. They see the end.
Hey, we got Goggins
See what it took
We
to
got Goggins heads.
and to develop.
Goggins related stuff in the chat. If you want more Goggins.
I realized that, like to sharpen a sword, to make a sword, you have to put it through fire.
Fire!
Beat the fucking shit out of it. Repeatedly, you have to beat the living shit out of it. And so my mindset started to become that. And I realized that nothing hard comes from soft. When people have that mindset of I failed, it determines how you look at that. I started looking at that as a whole different way of living. Like, how many people could do what you do, David? It's that internal conversation I started having that was motivating me. Like, I knew where I came from, but I knew where I was going. Like, how many people can come from your fucked up background? You couldn't even read. And then I put myself in a deeper hole. So all this was inspiring me. All this fucked up shit was inspiring me. Like, I'm from a guy who couldn't read, who got called nigga, called all these things growing up. His dad beat the soul out of him. Oh yeah, there's definitely something. Well, I know for a fact there's something to that. And that's where I disconnect with a lot of people. They don't know my story. They think I was born this man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
There's definitely something,
I
man.
know for a fact there's something to that. And that's where I disconnect
With a lot of people.
They don't know my story. They think I was born this man. I was 175 pounds. Now I'm almost 300 pounds. I'm in a worse hole. But it's gonna make for an even better story at the end of all this shit. So I started turning all these conversations into power. All the failure, all the rocky moments that we have in life, they're so powerful to say, what if I can get up and make this turn out to be what I want it to be? I have a way of visualizing. I have a way of visualizing and talking to myself and finding great strength in great misery. And it's those people who are able to be in the fucking sewer. It's very easy to be motivated on those good days of life. It's that cat who can be at the bottom of the sewer, who can find great motivation alone. There's no coach, there's no trainer, there's no nothing. No mom, dad, sister, cousin, brothers, wife, husband. It's you and you alone in the worst possible spot of your life. If you find drive, determination, motivation in those times alone, you figured it out.
Figure it out.
Oh yeah, there's
Daddy
something.
side.
I know for a fact there's something to that. And that's where I disconnect with a lot of people. They don't know my story. And they think I was born this man.
Ah, yeah.
There's definitely something. Well, I know for a fact there's something to that. And
Ah,
that's
yeah.
where I disconnect.
Dewey Evans just gave away a sub. What a guy.
They don't know my story.
Shouts out to Dewey Evans.
And
Hyper Brock. Cheers for you. Says the heights of affinity, reality, and communication.
we have it all in our mind.
Competence.
It's how you talk to yourself and how you visualize coming out of it. It's how you see yourself in the dungeon of life. Many of us can't find strength there, but there's so much strength in the dungeon because so many people just stay there. It's that motherfucker who's willing to come out of it that becomes glorious. At the end of it all. Glorious. know for a fact there's something that.
Yeah. I know for a fact there's something to that. We was talking about Little B, or he came up. I remembered, oh my goodness, in 2016, I spent some time with Little B. I was on stage with Little B in LA. And then I was like, can I find that picture? And I had a little look. And I found a picture, and it's this. Look at that lovely picture of me and Little B. In 2016, we both look quite different now. He's now got long dreadlocks, unless he cut them off. And I don't look like that. That's what I looked like when I was inventing MEANINGWAVE, pretty much, or a little later. It was not long after that I invented MEANINGWAVE. There's some of that energy, some of that bass god energy. Oh! That was a powerful song. Such a powerful song, says Bradley. Conscientious says, what a fucking vibe. Sway says, this song is my day in a nutshell. We saw a bunch of Goggins. People want to hear more Goggins tunes in the MEANINGWAVE universe. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dewey Evans says, keep the gift train going. Choo choo. Oh yeah, I agree. AI says, damn, nice to see you come so far in the streams. The last time I was really here was during the shutdown, under 100 or something, mega growth. What shutdown was that? Oh, that one. Yo. Well, flipping it, good to see you. Bienvenidos, welcome back. Welcome back. Don't worry. You don't know enough to worry. Who do you think you are?
I guess it keeps coming up to me. What are we supposed to do?
Mr. Vahib says, thank you, Based God.
Well, I keep saying, de-emphasize anxiety. Reassure people. You meet people who say, I'm really scared. I'm scared about my job. I'm scared. Don't worry. You don't know enough to worry. That's God's truth. Who do you think you are that you should worry, for crying out loud? Don't worry. That's God's truth. It's a total waste of time. It presupposes such a knowledge of the situation that it is in fact a form of hubris. Now what you do is just pay your bills and, pack heat if you need to, and don't worry. That's all. Yes. Worry is praying to the devil. That's great. Worry is betting against yourself. Wepo Yang, a great Chinese Taoist who wrote many, many commentaries on the I Ching. He was asked at the end of his life, what was his conclusion of a life of studying the I Ching? He said, worry is preposterous.
Worry is preposterous.
That was it. Don't worry. You don't know enough to worry. That's God's truth. Who do you think you are that you should worry, for crying out loud? Don't worry. That's God's truth. You don't know enough to worry. That's God's truth. Who do you think you are that you should worry, for crying out loud? That's God's truth. Worry is preposterous.
Shouts out to Nightbot. They never tell you how they all shit themselves. They don't put that part in the songs. I forgot we had that in our repertoire. Shouts out to the Free Folk subreddit. Worry is for posture. Don't worry. Yeah. Who wants more McKenna? Huh?
That's God's truth.
That's God's truth. Yeah. Shouts out to everyone locked in. What up, Sway? Says I sloppily quoted Wee Po Yang and Rudyard Kipling today in two different work colleagues. Good. You out there doing the Lord's work. Just out there being swag. Just being young swag sway in the place. You had a question, didn't you? Oh yeah, Sway says, hey, ACD, I'm curious to your Goldtron series. How did that come about? That's what you this is Gold. We played some Goldtron music earlier, and this is also Goldtron music. This was basically a period in time when I was that describes, I guess, the music I was making, which would be the music I was making essentially when I moved to Los Angeles, I would say, and a bit before that actually. The period sort of between 2013 through 2016, I guess. So what I was doing just before I invented MEANINGWAVE, when I stopped rapping and I was just focusing on making these instrumentals, because I wasn't rapping because I didn't want to make my third rap album, or even any mixtapes. I made scores of mixtapes, dozens. But I wanted to go out there and get more. I felt I needed to be more wise. I needed to know more shit. I didn't want to be one of these rappers who'd be preaching shit they didn't know what they're talking about. So I was focusing on instrumental work, and I developed a style, I guess. It was like this kind of thing. I mean, this was on the first Goldtron album. And let me see if I go on to my Bandcamp. This was around the time I got a Bandcamp. I think was around the time I got Goldtron. So let's just go through all of this. Hang on, let's just for amusement's sake. We're now going to scroll through the entire Bandcamp. Dun dun. These are all the things. These are all the records I've put out in the past few years. Yeah. Okay. Going through the records. Okay, we're getting there. We're starting to get into the... Okay, here we go. Here we go. So this is Goldtron 1. There's Goldtron 1. That cover was designed by Captain Jack. And it was Captain Jack who actually came up with the name Goldtron. He helped me to design and build my studio in Los Angeles. And it looked like that, basically. It was like everything was like Egyptian gold and cocaine white, right? It was very aesthetically gloriful. And, you know, I was making these kind of beats and shit, and I remember Captain Jack just saying, this is Goldtron. He said that's what it was, and it made sense. And it was true, you know, we didn't really overthink it. So yeah, Captain Jack, so that was Captain Jack's... He named it, you know. He gave it, he worked out what it was, and he did that cool art. And he did the art for a bunch of things that I did around then. He created this new logo, that Akira the Don logo. He did this series of like A things for this series of remixes that I did around then. That all looked like this. They were very cool. Just like an A with a thing in it. Yeah. He did that litmus sleeve. Then look, you see around here we suddenly start inventing MEANINGWAVE. There, MEANINGWAVE is suddenly invented. This was the cover for Goldtron 2, which was pretty cool. And that was the cover for Themes. There was another one with Captain Jack's. And it's actually Captain Jack that we want to bring out to shoot music videos and do visual work. That was the last one he did for the Blade Runner theme remix. And yeah, we want to get Captain Jack out to shoot videos as part of this campaign. That's part of what we're doing, raising funds for. Captain Jack is going to make some amazing music videos. He does amazing videos these days. He won some awards last year for some amazing videos he made for Martha Stewart, amazingly enough. Anyway, yeah, so that's another reason you should go back this campaign, so we can get Captain Jack out here and make some cool shit. So yeah, that's what Goldtron was. It was basically it was the style of music I was making at the time. Just before MEANINGWAVE in my studio in Los Angeles, Captain Jack named it, and it is a very specific sort of a sound, you know. And a bunch of it ended up being used in MEANINGWAVE stuff. For example, the first June record.
You're listening to Akira, the Don artist, DJ, Wave Lord, and architect of the MEANINGWAVE universe.
Sheila says Litmus was fun. Free Consciousness says Competence. Exactly, well there you go. That's the thing. See, Captain Jack is very, very competent in the field of, in his fields of visual art. Like I am very competent in my field of sonic art. Not to say I'm not also competent in visual art, because I am also competent in visual art. In a different way, I think. It's a little more chaotic, I don't know. But yeah, Captain Jack is a genius. He's definitely a genius. He's like, it's great when you meet people who are brilliant when you're also brilliant. You know what I mean? 'Cause you understand each other. I met him in my building. I was doing the laundry, and he was there with his wife and kid. His kid was a little older than my kid. She was like 10 or 11 at the time. And we just met in the building I was living in, and then became homies. You know, and we're still homies, and that's real nice. It's nice when you meet a homie a little later in life, and then you're still homies. Sheila says, loved Captain Jack's Alan Watts. Yes, well that was actually, he also did the design work on the vinyl, on the Watts Wave vinyl, on the JBP Wave vinyl, the aesthetic vinyl, all that foil stuff, all that saucy stuff on the 7 inches. All that saucy stuff. He's a very saucy fellow. That's what he does. His design company is called House of Sauce. Sway says Lightning just wants to return home. Exactly. This was a Goldtron beat called Happy Birth Time. I made it on my birthday, just before I left Wales and went to Los Angeles. And this ended up being used on that Hunter S. Thompson track. Sway says, I asked about Goldtron because I literally nicknamed my bank account that, unironically. Yo, that was the right thing to do. That was definitely the right thing to do. Good work. Proud of you, you bad man. Casey says, international high fives. Yeah, let's do that. I meant to do it while Hercules was here, but then got sidetracked. Let's do the international high five. Let me know where you are and what do you think of when you hear the word competence. Could be a thing, a place, a person. Let me know where you are and what you think of when you hear competence. Free Consciousness says, when's your birthday, Akira? My birthday is on May the 16th, which just so happens, if any of you know about the Phoenix phenomenon, I think it's every 138 years there's a load of like upheaval and natural disasters and what have you. A load of stuff happens every 138 years. Can be traced back forever. One of these cycles. The next one is due on my birthday in 2040. And apparently that's a very big one, and there's going to be, you know, sort of lots of upheavals and changings of the guards and revolution and stuff. And some people think that's why all those rich people are building bunkers so they can just go hide when shit goes down on my birthday. My birthday. And I'll be in 2040. I'll be 60. So that'll be my 60th birthday. Can you imagine how fucking cool I'm going to be when I'm 60? Can you imagine? Because this is how cool I am when I'm 43, right? And that, where is it? No, not Slack. Don't ruin my, All right, never mind. I can't share that picture anymore because I lost it. But you saw it earlier. That was how cool I was when I was 36. I'm way cooler now. The point being is I'll be very, very cool when I'm 60. And that's exciting. All right, let's go. Yeah. Sway says, yeah, but what about when you chase that fox? Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. I got diaries from that. Did you know that? I did a diary. I drew a picture of the guy. They brought this, Hasidic Jew in the middle of the night. I went in there. There was, a lady who was in the bed next to me. And then I got pneumonia, Oh, no, that was when I had pneumonia, not when I followed the fox. When I followed the fox, I ended up in a neck brace. Then not long after that, or was it just before, I got pneumonia. And I was in this hospital because I got a pneumonia from this fucking shit house I lived in. And they put me in there. And I went to bed and there was a little old lady in the bed next to me. And then I woke up in the middle of the night because they'd swapped out the little old lady for this Hasidic Jew. And he woke me up shitting himself violently. Oh, this is stupid. This is no good. I need to never come here ever again. I will never again, I said to myself, be anywhere near a hospital. And I haven't ever since been anywhere near a hospital. I love my friends, says JC Lionheart. Sheila says, I think the source was said so many times on the Strem when Captain Jack joined Maz. He was in a Thunderdome, if I remember correctly. He usually is. Yeah, I'm going to get him on. We'll get him on and we'll see it. And we can play a game of how many times he says source. Or anyone says source, we can have a source counter. I think that's a good idea. Dewey says, yeah, forgot about international high fives. Well, we are late doing it today, but we're doing it now. Sway, Tacoma, say what you do and do what you can to accomplish that and more. Customer service for the win. Bull Killer, Maryland, and Akira the Dawn. Chinchilla in Manila. In the kingdom of God, when I hear competence, I think peace of mind. Marvelous. JC the Lionheart, love from NJ. Competence makes me think of one of my core values. Integrity. Yeah. Mark McKee, Texas, qualified. Free consciousness, no fucking way. VJDII, Tampa, Florida. To me, competence would be for me to be competent in my craft. Sway, old ass Akira slunking eggs in Mexico with a cabal in the Galleria. Exactly. Ill Inc, Denver, look, the lights are on. It's a miracle. Mark McKee, yeah, I was born in 1980 also. Shout out to you. Last of the X's. Just in time to not be a millennial. Pretty good. JC the Lionheart, one step beyond logic. Free consciousness, May 15th, 1900. Mason, man knows what he likes. Free consciousness, 1990. Dewey Evans, Canadian. Speaking of waking up to a guy shitting himself, doesn't competence also mean not shitting yourself? I mean, you think of that as being level 1. Level 1, competence. And you learn that when you're a little baby. Unless you're one of those unlucky children who don't get toilet trained and just keep shitting themselves. And their mother just sticks them in a bin liner, just pokes 2 holes in the bin liner and says that's your trousers. You know it happens. You know out there that's happening right now. I've been to Walmart. You know what I mean? I've seen some of these situations. I've seen some of these mamas. I saw Jesse Lee Peterson talking the other day about, what was it, mothers, I can't remember what he said. I don't want to misquote him. He's funny. There's something to do with like men being aligned with God, fathers being aligned with God, and mothers being aligned with Satan. Oh, bless that man. Chinchilla and Manila is summoning Robert Baratheon. How could you? We have an international 5 high five to do. This is why we got. Is that why I thought of that? No, it's because I thought of hospital. 3, 2, 1. Are you ready? High five! Yo, suck this one in, baby. This is a good one. This is a good one. I can feel it. Yeah. Shamu! Can you feel it? Woo! Hey, bienvenidos, gang. That was a good one. Feel that one in my very being. All alone. Baby, there is no goal. You're a rock and roll star. Friends of mine from the Goldtron record. Competence, baby. Make some noise.
He's got clout.
For Competence.
Yeah, my opinion is if somebody wants to stay home, they should stay home. And if somebody doesn't want to stay home, they should not be compelled to stay home.
Go!
That's my opinion. If somebody doesn't like that, well, that's my opinion. This notion, though, that you can just sort of send checks out to everybody and things will be fine is not true, obviously. Some people have this absurd, view that the economy is like some magic horn of plenty. Like, it just makes stuff, whatever. There's a magic horn of plenty, and the goods and services, they just come from this magic horn of plenty. And then if somebody has more stuff than somebody else, it's because they took more from this magic horn of plenty. Now let me just break it to you, the fools out there. If you don't make stuff, there's no stuff. 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 If you don't make stuff.
VJ DII says, Akira, how did you build your competence with creating music? And the simple answer is create music. And the slightly longer answer is create music all the time and keep creating new music. And every new thing you create, you increase your competence, which is why I always tell to people, if you're learning a thing, you're better off. Say it's music, right? What you should what you should do is make a song every day, right? At least make a song every day. even if it's just like a sketch, an idea, or what have you. And the reason is because every song you make, you'll learn something and you will increase your competence. And if you labor over one song for a year, you'll only learn the lessons to be learned in that one song. Now, there's something to be said for, paying attention to a thing and really going in and crafting. But the amount of lessons you'll learn from doing one song every day for a year, that's a lot more lessons than the one song all year thing. So there's that aspect to it. And the other thing is that I'm, to this day, consistently and continually, aside from engaging in some aspect to do with the creation of music on a daily basis, I'm always learning. So I'm always learning. Every project I do, I make sure that there is a new thing in it that I have to learn, that I have to therefore increase my competence somehow. Because if you become competent to the point that you are fully competent, you lose the aspect of chaos, which is necessary to be in the zone and is necessary to have access to idea space, the fifth dimension, and a certain aspect of creativity. You need to have one foot in chaos and one foot in competence. The competence is very, very important, but also the chaos is important. And you introduce the chaos by introducing something new to gain competence in. And you keep doing that every project I do it. So therefore, every project I increase my competence because I'm sharpening my skills in what I already know, but I'm introducing new ones each time. And so that's one aspect of how I do it.
If you don't make stuff, there's no stuff. If you don't make stuff, there's no stuff.
Yeah. So, if you don't make the food, you don't process the food, you don't transport the food.
Boom!
Medical treatment. Getting your teeth fixed. There's no stuff. I would become detached from reality. You can't just legislate money and solve these things. If you don't make stuff, there is no stuff.
If you don't make stuff, there's no stuff. If you don't make stuff, there's no stuff. If you don't make stuff, there's no stuff. If you don't make stuff,
there's no stuff.
If you don't make stuff.
VJ DII says, thanks Akira, I do tend to labor on one song forever, trying to get better. I appreciate the insight. Yeah, you can't. The problem with doing that is you're chasing perfection. There is no perfection because what's perfect to you today will be different tomorrow because you're different tomorrow. So you can't do that. The best thing to do is to set impose deadlines on yourself, hit them, and then keep moving.
No stop.
Right? Just keep just think of songs like you're dropping these nukes and you just got to keep dropping them. You just got to strafe them. And like you'll learn something new each time, and then you'll find yourself in a couple of years or something so much further along in your competence journey than you otherwise would have been. Richard says, competence is becoming like a unicorn, impossible to find. Creating competence is the goal by teaching with confidence and high standards and expectations.
There's no stop.
Mark McKee says, well said. Free Consciousness says, thank you for turning my day around 180 degrees. That's what we do. That's one of the things we do. Casey says, back the campaign. Exactly, do that. If you get value from this whole experience, please do consider backing our campaign over at Indiegogo. The link is in the description and it is in the pinned thing. We are fundraising for Meditations Volume 2 with the aim of bringing it to the people that need to hear it. We are aiming at making amazing videos with Captain Jack. We're aiming at plugging in paid marketing techniques to target people who perhaps say like Stoicism and certain kinds of music and would love MEANINGWAVE if only they knew it existed. We're also aiming at traveling to the USA to accept invitations to go on TV shows and podcasts. And what we'll be aiming at with the stretch goal, when we surpass the initial goal, is to create a situation where we can have some kind of meetup/live show situation. So if any of that sounds cool to you, head on over to the Indiegogo, link is in the description and the pinned chat, and pick a perk that suits you. You could have some physical products in return for your support. You can get CDs. I'll be personally signing them, but going to our fulfillment center in Texas. You can get an exact replica of my beautiful Marcus Aurelius mask, hand-painted. You can also get things like records, CDs, and even credits. You can get a credit on the album itself. You could get a supporter credit. You could get a producer credit. And if you want to go balling in Chicago, you can be a benefactor. Yeah, check that out. If you get any kind of anything out of this. Normally I would tell you to go to meaningwave.com. You can do that too. It's nice. Look, we've got shorts. Either way, if you don't make stuff, there is no stuff. And if you don't support that stuff, there's no stuff either. So shout out to all those who support Meaningwave. We could not do this without you, very literally. Yo! AI says, does that mean concerts? That is the aim. That is indeed the aim. Obviously.
We're running out of the stores. We're running out of the, the machine just grinds to a halt. If you don't make stuff,
there's no stuff.
If you don't make stuff,
there's no stuff.
If you don't make stuff,
there's no stuff.
If you don't make stuff, there is no stuff.
If you don't make stuff. Sup, Sheila? I find my life sucks when I have no meaning wave in my life. It gets better when I return to MOZ, as there is always new lessons to learn and old ones to remember. Wisdom. There's no stuff. There is no stuff. There's no stuff. Whoa! Thank you, brothers and sisters. That was our show. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Kick that like on the way out. Leave a comment and head on over and check out the Indiegogo and consider supporting this endeavor. Thank you for being here. Your presence is a present. We're very glad you're alive right now with us here at this most auspicious moment in the human story. And we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Good night and God bless.
Listening to Akira, the Don, artist, DJ, Wave Lord, and architect of the Meaning Wave universe.